I would do anything for blood, but I won't do that. It's Let's Play Bloodborne for Katie, folks. And we are back here in the Forbidden Woods after our brief jaunt over to Canehurst Castle. And I kind of swept through this, this house, just to get to the shortcut quicker, but now that we have some time, we're gonna explore this place a little bit. Another one of these guys with this industrial rake. I don't even know what that's really supposed to be. Some kind of farming tool, I imagine, because that's what everybody else is using, but I don't know. I've never seen something like that, and I'm not sure what you're intended to use it for besides slamming it down on a fool's head. Anyway, gotta equip my lantern because it's a little dark up here. But hey, look at all this. We can maneuver on top of this clockwork? I think this building might be a windmill? I'm not sure. I would have to look at a wide shot again to be sure. And, hey, this... Can I give you some notes, buddy? Not a good look here. Don't like this at all.
Whoa! Blimey, don't scare me like that. On a night like this, I took you for a monster. Oh, thank the stars, you're fairly normal. Was it you who put down that awful beast? Ooh, that thing had me trembling, frozen in my boots. And then you came along. Well, if you're a hunter, then would you know of any safe havens?
Yeah, why don't you go to Yosefka's clinic?
Well, I'll be. Thank you. It's about time I made a move. I can't very well stay out on my own. Oh, you're giving me hope. Terribly kind of you. Take this. It's all I can offer as thanks. Thank you. It's about time I made a move. I can't very well stay out on my own.
No, you can't. Alright, well, I think we made the right choice there, knowing what we know now about the clinic. And about beasts. Yep, so that fella... Fucking oof. I've been having great luck this playthrough with falling off of ridiculously high shit. And surviving. But, yeah, so that fella, the suspicious beggar, there's a couple things you can do with him. Also, we got a new gun. It's a cannon. It's straight up just a cannon you can hold with your left arm if you have 30 strength. It also uses up, like, 12, I think, quicksilver bullets with each shot. I can't talk today. 12 quicksilver bullets with each shot. But it fucking destroys shit, so... do with that what you will. Yeah, the beggar, there's three things you can do with him. You could send him to the clinic to go get turned into a little alien, as I did in this run. You can send him to the chapel, but he won't go in, because as the chapel dweller mentioned, the incense in there wards off the beasts. So he can't actually go in. So he hangs out outside the chapel around where, just out the door that's next to the narrow-minded man, the skeptical one. So he hangs out there, and if you send him to Odin Chapel, I'm not sure if it's every time you beat a boss or what, you'll come back there and he will have murdered one of the survivors in there, one by one. up to and including the chapel dweller. And each time you talk to him after he kills someone, he'll give you a beast blood pellet, just in case you didn't realize that he was a beast. But one with his wits about him, which is strange. It's not something we've really ever seen. Even those mid-turning, like Vicar Amelia and Father Gascoigne, they could still speak, they could still think a little bit, but they were overtaken pretty strongly by the beast plague at the end. This guy is something different, because even when he turns into a full-on beast, he can still talk to you, and he does. He actually has a lot of dialogue if you decide to fight him, where he sort of throws it back on you and does a lot of like, oh, hunters are the real killers, all that kind of stuff. It's very interesting. And it's also, yeah, if you attack him there or at the chapel, he turns into an abhorrent beast, which is kind of like, sort of like a cross between Father Gascoigne and Dark Beast Parle, in that he has Beast Gascoigne's sort of body type, but is covered in a layer of, like, electric fur. And those show up as bosses in the Chalice dungeons, in fact. But not in the overworld. The beggar guy is the only abhorrent beast you'll fight in the overworld, if you choose to fight him. And he's a very chatty mini-boss. So you have a lot of leeway in how you handle him, but he's a very interesting character all the same. And I believe all that is covered in Vaatividya of Prepare to Cry fame has a video, I think, called 10 Character Quest Lines You Missed in Bloodborne, where I'm pretty sure he goes over the whole murder sequence if you send the beggar to the chapel. I might link to that. The only problem is it's going to show off spoilerific things that we haven't seen yet. So, if anything, I might just do my due diligence, watch through the video, see which part is which, and like give you a timestamp for which parts are spoiler-free, if you want to check that out. So yeah, more snake enemies around here. Not just guys with the snakes coming out of their heads, but they also got these snake balls. That's not their official name, but I call them that, because look at it. They're balls and they're made out of snakes. Come on. At least they're small, they can't do much to you. They can poison you if you let them bite you, but these guys are really not that bad. They're really more like the carrion crows than anything. These guys are tough, though, for reasons we discussed last time we were here. Or at least they were tough before I went to Canehurst and got some bloodstone chunks to get my saw spear up to +7. Now these guys are fucking chumps. But those first two you encounter are gonna be really tough. Unless you come across one of those guys who is pre-transformation, at which point you can get a lot of free hits on them while they're transforming, because they're defenseless during that animation. Then you can get the drop on those guys, but otherwise they're real tough. Speaking of real tough, you got big snake balls too! These guys gave me a hell of a lot of trouble my first playthrough, before I realized that, like with all large beast enemies, the answer is to get behind them. Because if you try to take them head on with their front facing you, then you are going to get bit over and over again, and you are going to die. As I learned many times. Also got a new rune. The deep sea. The clear deep sea. That one ups your slow poison resistance, which is helpful for this area, if you want to pop back to the dream and equip it. So I'm also making use of the shining coins, like I mentioned several videos ago, that they're essentially there as Hansel and Gretel breadcrumbs for you to leave for yourself, so you don't get lost in levels like this. Because as I mentioned, the second half of the woods is very confusing. There's a lot of different paths. If you just want to make a beeline for the boss, you can pretty much just follow the center path down, because you're pretty much just going downhill the whole level. Just head down, and then you gotta take a couple guesses here and there. But if you really don't care about getting good items or upgrade materials or blood echoes or anything, you can just head straight down and fight the boss. It is a tough boss though, so it's in your best interest to explore. Speaking of it being a tough boss down there and exploring, my first time playing this game, I didn't find that elevator. I just walked right past it. And I didn't find the other elevator that gets you closer to where the boss is. I didn't even know it existed until I did this Let's Play and looked up like maps of this area and read about other stuff. I had no idea there was a second elevator shortcut. And the first time I didn't even know about the first one, so you know what? Every single time I tried to fight the boss of the woods, which was a lot because it's very hard. The first time I played this game, I thought you had to run through the entire woods. From the lamp, across the bridge, past the trap, past that line of guys in the lane, through the village, down through the windmill, and then past all of this shit to get to the boss, and I did it every single time because I didn't know there were 2 elevators I could have taken. And now you know the rest of the story. And here's a bit of an unfortunate accident where I got pinned between 2 of the little snake balls, and they fucked me, Jerry. They fucked me. That was the thing Kramer said in an episode, right? It was also at this point I realized, like, what am I doing? I should be using the Tonitrus. These guys take, I'm pretty sure they're weak to bolt. One would think. They're so leathery. They're probably wet. They should take more lightning damage. Another thing I kind of prefer, just a cosmetic thing I prefer about Bloodborne to the mainline Souls games, is that lightning is blue and purple in this game, whereas in Dark Souls, lightning is yellow. I just think it looks nicer when it's blue. You know? Hell yeah. Great job, Katie. And, yeah, like I said, lots of different paths through the woods. I'm trying to get as much as I can, especially because there's tons of twin bloodstone shards. So this is really where you want to fill up on those to up your weapons into the +6 range. But there is stuff I missed on this run. There's, I believe there's an outfit that you can get by heading off to the left and, like, jumping over a ledge. I didn't find that. I think it's the graveyard set. Yeah, missed that. May have missed something else. I kind of just wanted this part of the game to be over with, because The main reason I don't really like the woods is how confusing they are, and the bad time that I had with them my first time. Katie was here. And the area, well, it's not really a spoiler to say, the area after the woods is Bergenworth. Some people find Bergenworth to be a bit disappointing in this game because it's actually, it's fairly short, at least compared to some of these more sprawling levels. I personally don't mind because I just think Bergenworth is cool story-wise as a place to go, and they do some really interesting things with it. And also, after this level, I find it a bit of a relief to have a nice short level with some cool stuff in it, you know? After you have to trudge through snake-infested woods, you get to a magic college where they found some weird blood in a tomb and put it in their veins, and were like, oh, hey, that cured my syphilis. And then one guy devoted a whole church to curing syphilis with blood, which made his teacher really mad, and so they don't talk anymore, and then the blood church turned out to be turning everybody into werewolves on accident. Some people who may or may not be affiliated with the blood church are turning people into aliens on purpose? There's a lot going on. Wow. You know, maybe Gehrman was right. Like, just go out and kill a few beasts. Don't think too hard about all this. It's for your own good. Did feel pretty good to spend all my insight before fighting the witches, you know? Ignorance really is bliss. I'm being a bit glib, but it is really a major theme of this game when you get down to it, especially with the way it concludes. That, to paraphrase Dan Olson from Folding Ideas, the only way to be happy in the world of Bloodborne is to be ignorant about the world of Bloodborne. One of the major themes of this game is that knowledge is indeed a curse. Because it can come at the cost of sanity and contentment. And we will see much, much more of that as the game goes on. And a thing I, in real life, wish I could be ignorant of is the fact that I need to get my wisdom teeth out very soon. Oh no. At the time of recording, I am having some aches from my toothy parts. And it is not good. Whoop! Hey there, fellas. Yeah, if you didn't go to the clinic, then this will probably be your first encounter with these little greys. And just to be sure, just so I know I was here later. Alright, now let's go through the rest of here. Luckily, if you take a turn into this place, this is really a linear path that ends in a dead end. If you're coming here for items or to Just see what's up with all these aliens. You're not really gonna get lost once you get in here. Which is nice. It's also these guys with the wild hair, they can cast spells. And if there's two of them, you really gotta be careful. I kind of wonder what the... Also, here's a cool rune that boosts your stamina. Your max stamina. Discovery of blood made the dream of evolution a reality. Metamorphosis and the excess and deviation, yada yada yada. Started reading that too late. That's the anti-clockwise metamorphosis. We're also going to pick up a clockwise metamorphosis rune at some point here in the woods, which raises your max health. So they kind of go hand in hand. I don't know why it has to look like a curvy swastika, but... This poor guy. This poor guy fell down that ledge and saw a bunch of aliens and just went crazy instantly and died. Poor bastard. I would too, I think. Remember that scene in Signs where Joaquin Phoenix sees the video of the alien at the birthday party on YouTube and he gets inflicted with frenzy? Yeah, that's a stretch. Anyway, swing away, Kate. We're getting close to the end of the woods now, though. Once you get down to those big pools of muddy water, that's your indication that you're getting pretty close. And here we go. Here's that second elevator that I didn't know was here until this, my third run through of this game. And it takes you back up to the windmill, the halfway point. So, if you're starting from the lamp, you can take Valtyr's elevator down to just past the windmill, double back, go into the windmill, take this elevator down, and then you're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from the boss. There's a train. I don't know if my noise gate is handling the train or not, but... Hey, I never claimed to be a professional. I don't have any baffling or sound dampening shit in here. I have a noise gate and a compressor and an EQ and a limiter, and that's just fine for me, baby. I got 2 turntables and a microphone. And there, yeah, this is the main path. So, comes down to this, this piggy pit. Hey, piggy! Hell yeah. You really startled that hog. Gonna double back to get the item that's in there, but there's also sewer men in here, so... Again, gotta love the sewer men. They are a big mood. They are my friends. Keep forgetting this isn't Elden Ring. There's no jump button. I still haven't... Also, yeah, I wasn't sure if this guy was still alive or was just in the middle of a very long dying animation, but he was still alive. I still have not started Elden Ring yet, but I am aware that it is indeed a very good game because you have a magic horse that can double jump. Now, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Yes, I am. Why can't the pig just cook itself? We're having bacon tonight, folks. I think it's so neat that the enemies are also affected by the environment, you know? It's always cool when they take things like that into account. And if we go away from the boss room, we can come out here and open this quasi-shortcut, because if you drop down to here from back up there, then you can just waltz right through that gate after you've opened it from that side. And there's the clockwise metamorphosis that ups your max health. Nothing there. But what about up here? More snakes. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm good. I think I've been running around in these woods for long enough. Alright, it's just through there. After a quick session of leveling up and spending all my blood echoes. Here are the Shadows of Yharnam. Now, this may come as a surprise, because I managed to beat them in one take. But my first time playing this game, I died to these guys so many times. This was like the second time I considered quitting. The first time being around the Blood-Starved Beast. Because these guys are... Each of them are kind of, like, decently hard on their own, but, like... would be manageable on their own at the very least, but because there's 3 of them, you constantly have to be on the move and ready to defend yourself and dodge away and disengage when you need to. Like right now, I need to. Thankfully, though, this one with the katana can be parried pretty easily as long as your timing's good, which mine is not always. Here we go. Yep, so there's Katana Boy, there's another one with the katana, and a candle with which he can basically shoot flamethrower at you. And then there's one with a sort of a non-electrified Tonitrus and a sort of Dark Souls-style pyromancy that he can cast fireballs at you like that. And your instinct might be to just go for the easiest the easiest one first and kill him and take them out one at a time. But it's a little more complicated than that, because after you get one down to about, I'm not sure how much health, maybe 40% of their max health, they all get buffed, and they turn out to be snake people, so they get a lot more aggressive. This guy's katana's on fire. So you really gotta be careful. It is, once you get one down to a certain amount of health, it's worth it to start focusing on the other two, and keep their health bars around the same length. Especially once two of them are dead, because then the last one that's alive gets an attack that is, can very much be, an attempt ender. It's that attack where he summons the giant snakes. If you don't dodge, that snake can, like, reach across the whole map and bite you, and he hits for a ton of damage, so you really gotta watch the fuck out. But luckily, I'm an expert, pro gamer, and managed to take them down in one go. And they also drop one of the best runes in the game, the Blood Rapture. Restores HP with visceral attacks. This rune resonates with servants of the Queen, carrier the child of blood who yearn for their Queen's blood with little hope of requitement. For them, they find solace in Blood Rapture. It serves as a surrogate for their desires. So the Queen they're talking about is actually Queen Yarnum, who we haven't really heard referred to yet, but she was the queen of the civilization that it lived in the Tomb of the Gods, as we now know it, or the Chalice Dungeons. Whoa! Sorry, I just had to swat a fly. He also dropped a very helpful item that we'll be using a lot throughout the back half of this game. But yeah, we'll be seeing a little bit more of Queen Yarnum of the Tumerians. These shadows of Yarnum, they're not shadows of the city of Yarnum, but of the queen for whom the city was named. And now, we have finally arrived at Bergenworth. Alright. Or next time, decide what you want to major in here, okay, Katie?